Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to be showing you guys how to apply your lace frontal wigs. So first thing I'm doing is I'm taking my Got To Be and I'm putting that on my edges to smooth them out of the way, and on my braids just to keep it firm. I'm using a brush to brush it in to help flatten it down. The reason that I like to use the Got To Be before I put the cap on, it just gives a more secure hold as far as like just it being dry and ready for application. So now what I'm going ahead and doing is I'm putting my cap on. I'm stretching it forward almost over my eyes, but it's definitely over my ears. And I'm going to go ahead and spray the front of my head with the Got To Be Blasting Freezing Spray. I'm also going to cut out my ears so that it will be a more snug fit on the cap. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is blow dry my hair until it is completely dry. Now for me, I sweat a lot, so the part that usually lifts first for me is the sides near the ears. So I like to apply a little bit of extra of the Got To Be gel on my ears just to secure the cap to behind my ear so that it doesn't lift up. Now what I'm going ahead and doing is cutting off the wig cap, and I am just doing it as close as I can to my hairline. You see my hair is coming through, so I put a little too far. I'm cutting that off. Okay, now that I got the cap all completely cut off, I am just blow drying it to make sure it is all laid down. So when you have your cap, like if you ever wore stockings before, you know when you get a run in your stockings is over. We kind of want to recreate that on the stocking cap, because the runs in the stockings is what creates the transparency or the look that we're basically looking for. So we basically want to make sure that all of those edges are laid down nice and tight. And what the blow dryer does is if it's dry, it'll remelt it so that you can kind of stick it with your finger. Now what I'm going ahead and doing is I am measuring the lace wig on my head so that I can cut off the ear tabs. Now this is a very important step if you want your wig to fit properly. Everybody's head is not the same. Nobody's head is exactly the same as far as the shape, as far as where your ears is. So if you want it to be customizable, you want to definitely make sure you take the time and cut around the ear. As you can see, it's lined up perfectly. And now I'm going ahead and doing the other side, right behind the ear. Here I am, all ball cap ready. And now I'm just applying my foundation, which is, I'm pretty sure this is the Bare Minerals and Latte. And I'm just applying that all over the front of my cap so that I can have a seamless application. Just to keep the foundation in place. Now I am spraying the inside of my frontal, and the reason that I'm spraying it is because I don't want the makeup to seep through to the hair. I want to make sure that I keep it only on the lace. So I sprayed it, and then I took some foundation and I applied it all throughout the wig, as you can see. Now I'm taking my boho. This is my favorite lace glue. I have used a lot of lace glues, and as I stated, I'm a sweater, so I need something that's secure and that's gonna actually work. I don't like to play around when it comes to laces because I don't want mine to be lifting and looking all crazy. So I do stick with what I know, and the boho has been a lifesaver. So I'm going ahead and I am applying a pretty generous amount of the boho on my hairline. And now I'm taking this little flat brush that I got from like a dyeing kit a long time ago, and I am just spreading this, got to be all throughout my hair, my hairline. I do like to get it on the cap. Like, I don't want it to just be on my skin. I want it to be on the cap. The reason for that is because it will make it more flat and more secure when it's on the cap and the skin. It's like it creates a seal. Whenever you take your lace front off, you'll notice that as you're lifting it up, it's kind of sealed from the cap and from the frontal. When I do it this way, I feel like I get a more secure hold. So I just like to mush it all in onto my cap, blow dry it until it's clear. And I'm gonna go ahead and put another layer on because I want to keep this on for a little while and show off my hard work. I'm just cleaning up the ear. Once again, I'm using my spatula and I'm spreading this on the frontal, on the cap and on my hairline. But I am not going past where I know I want my lace to lay. When you putting on your glue, this is very important. Don't put it past where you want your lace to lay, because the cleanup is going to be terrible. And when I mean terrible, I mean your lace might lift because you went too far, you gotta wipe it. So just try to keep it neat. Try to keep your lines neat when you are applying your lace glue. Now what I'm going ahead and doing, I'm starting from the middle, and I am just putting the lace where I want it to lay. I am also going to be moving the hairs behind my ear so that it can lay properly. And what I'm doing right here is just taking the comb and really smushing it down to my hair, if that makes sense. I also took the hot comb and did the same exact thing. Now when I do this, the hot comb is on low so that it gives the melting effect, but I am not burning my skull, okay? So when you go ahead and do this process where you do it with the comb first and get it in position, and then you take the hot comb and you melt it in position, you want to make sure that your iron is on low. You do not want it high because it will burn your scalp or your forehead, and I've done that before, but this method works so well as far as laying the lace and making sure everything is dry and neat that I cannot resist. And I'm just making sure I get it behind my ears properly. Okay, now that we have the lace installed on the front end, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it back out of the way. Now I'm going to use my blow dryer and make sure I did not miss any spots with my straightening comb. Afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off this lace because it's pretty dry. My head is down a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to stay in frame. Okay, so now we have the lace all laid down, and it does look good. It's a little bit white, but don't worry. I'm going to touch that up at the end. Took some got to be and I sprayed it on my frontal in the front. front. For some reason, the got to be kind of works like I don't know, it's like magic. Once you put it on your lace glue or whatever you're trying to accomplish with your frontal, it just makes it look more seamless. I'm not sure if it's the alcohol in it or what the ingredients in it that make it look that way, but that is always my next step. Okay, now that I got it all in place in the front, I am going to go ahead and sew it down in the back. This is preference. You don't have to sew your wig down in the back. But as I stated, I'm going to keep this on for a while, like at least a week or two, a week and a half. So I do want it to be secure because I'll be doing a whole lot. Now that I have it secure in the back, I do like to split it almost where the frontal starts, but like a couple tracks down, and I like to sew that part flat down. The reason that I like to do that is it just makes it more flat at the top. It better forms to your head, and also it keeps your lace in place, because if your lace in the front is moving back, or maybe a slipping or something, that part that you sew is going to keep it in the proper place, because that needle and thread is not going anywhere. So this is it after I've completely installed it, and brushing it, and just in love with this hair. I love this hair. It is so beautiful. I love how the color came out, and I am definitely feeling myself in this footage. Using a pick because I can't find my rat tail comb. I can't find none of my supplies right now, so I'm just using what the good Lord blessed me with to complete this project, or it won't get done, if you know what I mean. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to clean up my face from the got to be and allow that to dry. Here we go. Get jiggy with it. We fly. Okay. Refocus. So now this is the moisturizer that I've been using for my skin, and I actually love it. This was actually given to me, so I don't know where you can actually purchase it, but a friend of mine gave me a couple of bottles or containers of that, and it works really good. It's paraben free, and I've been using that for a while now, and I'm gonna stick with it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start this makeup look with my eyebrows. And I am using an eyebrow pomade called Nick-Nack. I thought I showed it, but I didn't. I do apologize. And I'm just filling in my eyebrows. And I know they look really big and beefy, but give me an opportunity to clean them up. Okay, now what I'm going to ahead and do is go in with my Becca concealer. And I'm going to use that to clean up my eyebrows. Now I am using a crayon case brush. I forgot which one it is, but this is from the crayon case. This flat, rounded brush. Now when I'm doing my eyebrows, I do like to use a lighter foundation, or concealer. As long as I blend properly, I don't really have that white cast above my eyebrows or below my eyebrows, so it's very important to blend your products when you are applying it. Don't just let it sit. You need to blend it into your skin so that it looks buffed out. You don't want it to just be able to see those harsh lines or those color differentiations on your skin. And I do like to go over it a couple times and kind of smooth out the concealer on other parts of my skin, just so it's not a whole bunch caked up around my eyebrows. Now I am taking this brush and I am blending out the concealer that I just applied so that it is more seamless. And I do like to take my time around my eyebrows and really get in there and make sure I have a good starting foundation for my foundation or whatever else I'm going to use. If I'm going to put on eyeshadow, this is my prep for my foundation or my eyeshadow. Making sure I get it really good and I'm really close to the eyebrow so that I can make sure it's blended. Now, this is something that I've been doing, I don't know, since I've been doing makeup to make sure that my eyebrows are even. I basically just use my first finger and I wipe off the middle. I try to keep it lined up with the corners of my nose on both sides. Sometimes I am off a little bit, but eyebrows are sisters, they are not twins. So please keep that in mind when you are doing your eyebrows. They are not going to be seamlessly exactly the same on both sides. And that's because they're sisters, honey. Now I'm going ahead and going in with this NYX Matte Setting Spray. And honestly, I do love this setting spray. It really gets matte and I love NYX products. Okay, I am going in with my Becca foundation. Post all of this stuff down below. I don't want to get it on the frontal or on the lace part. I just want to get it close to it. When I get all of my foundation in place, so where I want it, I will go ahead and blend all of those parts that you see here. Now I'm taking that small blending brush and I'm just ever so gently blending it in with my frontal so that it looks seamless. Now all that white is gone. Get that neck. Looks by my ear. Okay, now I'm going in with some Becca concealer under the eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and on the top of my lip and the bottom of my lip. And this is all preference. If you don't want to wear concealer, you don't have to wear concealer. If you don't want to do this glam process, you don't have to. This is all optional. Now what I'm doing is I'm going in with my e.l.f. small fluffy brush and I am blending in that concealer. I really like to use fluffy brushes under the eyes. It really gets everything blended with your foundation, and I feel like it causes less creases and a more seamless application. Take your time and blend. Now I'm going in with my air spun. And shout out to my camera for catching all of my little details that I didn't think it was gonna catch. Shout out to the Sony RX Mark III. You're doing your thing. I'm setting under my eyes and under my nose, my chin, and my forehead. I'm just dusting a little bit off that was left on the top of my eyes just to set it. Now I'm going in with the Matte Book by the Crayon Case with a burgundy color, and I'm just shading that in my crease. And this is an e.l.f. brush. Chocolate, and it does smell just like chocolate. And I'm going in with a light brown color, kind of close to my skin complexion, and I am just blending that into my brow and the arch of my brow. palette, and I am just putting it right under my brow bone to give a little pop for my eyes. I love that little brush. It gets right where you need it to go. Okay, now what I'm going ahead and doing, I'm putting on some eyeliner. I didn't want to do anything that was going to take too long because I am rushing to get out the door to go to a party. So I just did something to give me a little pop of the eye for this first look on this wig. Sharpie from the Crayon Case eyeliner. It is my favorite eyeliner. It goes on seamlessly and it makes application easier. I'm also going back in with my dip brow or my Nickac brown pomade, and I'm just making sure that my eyebrows are defined and I didn't get any powder or any foundation on them or anything like that. Also, I'm chit-chatting on the phone. My friends are rushing me. I love them. Okay, so now I am going to contour. I'm still learning from as far as contour goes, but I'm thinking I'm getting the hang of it as far as creating those lines in your face. As far as dark shadows and light shadows. So I am using the Black Radiance contour palette, and it is my fave palette because it has the versatility that you need. It has the dark brown and it also has the light brown to blend it in all in one palette, and the powder is just gorgeous on my skin. And if you are a black or brown girl, you know it's very difficult to get that perfect match for your contour to make sure that it's not too dark, not too light, but Black Radiance, they truly do it for me. Now what I'm going ahead and doing is I'm using this Eco Tools brush, and it is pointed at the end. It's not completely flat like a foundation brush, but it has like a jagged. So I use that to apply my contour because it gets in those creases that I needed to get in, and it creates that shadow look that I'm looking for. Now what I use to carve out my face is CoverGirl mineral powder, and I find that this works best for me, and to each his own as far as it not giving me that casket ready look. I don't want to look not my complexion. I just want to look I want to have bright eyes, and I want my face to be defined. I don't want to look like a different color than I am, but I just want my face to appear that way. So I don't like to use the white airspun down below, only under my eyes. And I also do take the mineral powder and I do dust it with the airspun just to put some color back into my face, because it is very white. Before I did this it was too white. Now that I applied that CoverGirl mineral powder, it balances it out for me. And I'm just taking my fluffy brush, and this is an e.l.f. fluffy brush, and I am just blending and blending and blending. now I am going in with some highlighter from the crayon case. Same brush that I used to contour, and I am just trying to make everything seamless so it doesn't look, you can't see the lines in my face. Now what I just did is I went ahead and I sprayed with the NYX matte spray, and now
come blood on my white one. I just got the key, they let me in. No ID, doors opening up for me, and now I see. I've been blind for a while now. Yeah, I've been blind for a while now.
Alexa, pause. I am in love with this hair. It has been tangle free since the moment I took it out the bag. Even when I put the color on it, I did not put any conditioner on this hair whatsoever. I just washed it with some coconut milk shampoo and I let it sit under the dryer and let it dry. I did not put any conditioner, so this is just the hair in its natural straight state, straightened out, and I am in love. But I'm hot. I was trying to see if this would look cute, but it wasn't really staying, so I just said forget it.